Apple TV wants to pay actors based on how many people watch their movies. I can't disagree with this. Like, I'm not a big fan of Apple. You guys hear me crapping on them all the time, but this is good. I'm not going to shit on them when they make a good decision. And this is one of their rare good decisions. Streaming companies reportedly want to transform how actors and other talent are compensated. Yeah, imagine if everybody that worked on a movie was paid based on how many people actually paid to watch that movie. All of a sudden, agenda is going to go out the window when these people's paychecks are dependent on how much people actually enjoyed the movie. This is a good way to get good content being made again. So Apple and other streaming companies are interested in shaking up the entertainment industry's compensation model under a newly proposed system, which is really only an idea at this point. Talent like actors and other production staff, so the writers as well, would reportedly be paid based at least partially on how well the movie performs on the company's platform. If a lot of people watch the movie, creators would get big bonuses. If not, payment wouldn't be so hefty. So pretty much you get paid like a minimum wage amount as your base fee, and then you get paid royalties as it does better. Bloomberg cites an internal memo and conversations within entertainment industry folks to report that Apple has been meeting with talent representatives to pitch them the new compensation model. This new model would involve bonuses of various sizes based on a point system. These bonuses would be doled out based on several factors. Bloomberg breaks it down like this. The size of the bonuses will be based on three criteria: the number of people who signed up for Apple TV to watch, how much time they spent viewing, and the cost of the program relative to the size of its audience. Oh, damn, they're going to go full-blown free market on them. Whoo! Oh, man, the communists in Hollywood are not going to like this one. People with one of the top three shows could share up to 10.5 million for a season. This is the end, man. If they're actually paid based on merit, although there are flaws in this system that they're going to have to work out. And I will actually, another group of people I'd never really have sympathy for is the actors. But I will have sympathy for them here too, if they want to bring up the argument. Like, look at the game industry. A lot of game developers get bonuses not tied to sales, which is the smart thing, but tied to Metacritic score. Like, what was that one game where the developers got cheated out of massive bonuses because they were only going to get the bonus if the Metacritic score was 85, but it ended up being 84? If you have a system like that, it's not that far-fetched to think the company would manipulate the results to make sure you never hit the goal. Yeah, that's Fallout New Vegas, yeah. Yeah, they got really screwed over there. Yeah, they were going to get a lot of money if they hit 85 on Metacritic. They only got 84. And what do you guys think is the possibility that Bethesda or somebody else maybe paid off a few reviewers or put in extra reviews that were a bit lower just to keep the number below 85? That's a nice way for publishers to avoid paying what they owe. So I could see similar ways that that people could be screwed over with this model. So, hey, if you guys are negotiating this, make sure you keep that in mind. You got to have some protections against that. According to Bloomberg, the idea behind the model is to be more intimately wed performance with compensation. Yeah, as it should be. And ideally incentivize better content, as it should be. So right now, creators can be paid large sums of money for a feature or show that is never even made, a trend that Bloomberg says largely began with Netflix. This model was tied to the initial growth of the streaming industry, where the platforms were trying to win over big talent and are willing to dole out large amounts of money just to get certain actors, directors, producers on their sites. Now, as companies seek to cut back costs, they're looking to make more with less. Yeah, and combine that with how Hollywood has torpedoed their reputations so bad. With the exception of a few people like maybe Henry Cavill, you don't even have these big name actors, directors, producers that anyone follows around anymore. And they did it to themselves. Other companies besides Apple, including Amazon, Netflix, also considered similar point systems. Compensation for streaming services has been at the heart of recent entertainment industry squabbles. The Hollywood's writers' strike, which temporarily threw the industry into disarray last year, involved around the controversial compensation arrangements inherent in the streaming industry. Those arrangements, which writers felt had left them in an increasingly precarious economic situation, may have been renegotiated during the strike, but writers are still set to be struggling. Yeah, that's pretty much what everyone was saying, right? Like, yeah, they're going to get a deal that's way better than the deal they had, but half of them are going to lose their jobs. Only half of them are going to get those awesome deals. The rest are going to be starving. They're going to have to be bussing tables. And while the change may be welcome, it's not at all clear whether streaming companies can be trusted when it comes to the new pay models they're proposing. These streaming services are known for their lack of transparency, and artists are frequently blindsided when seemingly popular show is suddenly canceled on a whim. Now, this I think would be a nice side effect, actually. If we can force these streaming companies to be open about their actual numbers, that would be a godsend. Imagine if every one of these companies had to have Steam levels of transparency. So at any moment, you can see how many people are watching something, how many, like, what's the peak viewership, how many people have watched its total. Could you imagine when, like, Amy Schumer releases another special and we can see it only had 10 views? Could you imagine how fucking awesome that would be? As actors expected Netflix and Hollywood big bucks gravy to last forever. Yeah. This is a common flaw that a lot of people have. Like, athletes, I think, are the biggest offenders of this. Like, they don't realize that, at least in physical sports, an athlete's career is never very long. Yeah, athletes aren't like code monkeys where you can have that same career for like 60 years. No, if you're an athlete, you're going to get maybe 10, 15 years tops. You better be planning on what you're going to do when your body falls apart. You get cut from the team because you have too many injuries that season and you're not as good as you used to be. Yeah, take a knee. Yeah, to be fair, I think that was his fucking retirement plan. Yeah, that was Kaepernick's idea. Oh shit, I suck at actually playing the game. I'm mid at best. My career is already on the way down. Oh, may as well become an activist instead and get multiple millions. I can't fault Kaepernick for that. He at least made a good choice there. Yeah, same goes for e-thoughts as well. If you're one of those e-girls that makes your money by looking good on camera, by the time you hit 25, you're already going to be replaced by the new 18-year-old model. You gotta be prepared, man.